and it is another new day here in Metro Manila. But where is the sun? If you have been watching some of my videos, you know that I'm planting basil, and the best food for basil, aside from water and good soil, is the sun. And so I'm very grateful that there's a new day, but it makes me nervous to check up on my basil, and I really hope they're doing well. But first, let's fix our bed and say good morning to this little cutie patootie. Good morning, Scotty. Are you ready to start the day? Or are you still sleepy? Hi, Toby. Start the day. I'm starving. Let's go check out what's for breakfast. Let's go, Scotty. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Scotty, let's go. Come on. Ready to go down? So it's actually close to lunchtime now, and usually this time is the sunniest when it's 12 noon, but check out that weather. I'm glad it's not raining, but I would really appreciate it if it was sunny. My basil should have so many leaves by now, and the stem is quite thin, so this is them wanting so much sun. But also I came up here to look at my seedlings germinating, and this is looking great. It's very easy to germinate basil seeds, but the challenge there is what comes after, is when you transplant them into the soil and you are just longing for sunlight. So I'm gonna transplant this now and put them in their homes in soil downstairs. So I think these two are ready to go. So check this out. Look at this one. There's so much already that are actually almost, I would say, ready to go. But I'll do that tomorrow. But you see what I mean when you get a pack of basil seeds and you just want to germinate all of them. Look at all of that. That's loads. So sometimes you may feel the pressure to instantly, actually it's not even sometimes, you have the pressure to make sure these are all transplanted to the soil. So that's just your call if you want to transplant them really fast. So you'll have to spend loads of time doing that, which I don't mind. If you've got long pots like this, it should be easy enough. So check out my containers for the basil. These are my pots. Everything I use here are all recycled. So actually my batting average is much better when I put the pots outside the house. They seem to get more sun than here in the window. However, I do have this secret spot where no matter if the weather is raining or, well, it's much better when it's sunny, my batting average for the growth of the basil seeds are good. So I'm just gonna fill up these last two containers, and then all the rest of these guys are gonna go downstairs outside the house. So I do like to wet the soil before adding the seed, so that once I add the seedling, they don't get too abrupt. Adding water to the soil won't be too abrupt for the seedling. So let's go ahead and make them their bed. Alright, let's go over to my secret spot. And my batting average for this window is always good, as you can see already. Even if it's raining right now, look at my plants. They all are doing great here. And over to this side. So this is exactly where I'm gonna be putting the newly transplanted basil. Ta-da! So the taller bottles can go at the back since they're taller and they can reach the sun. Oops, I think this one will have to go. So this is part of the challenge of having an urban garden. You really have to maximize every space you have and make do with what you have. And the good news is, check out this pot if you have been watching my other videos before. This is actually my third time to plant this because previously I put it in the other window and they all died. But look at my secret window. You put it here and they just all seem to be doing very well. Look at that. I'm so glad. I'll show you the spot where this container was before and it didn't do well. This is the exact spot where the container was, and it's crazy, right? Like, you would think that it's by the window and it's gonna get sun, but no, that didn't survive there. But over here, which is just a few inches away, the plants here did so well. Look at them, they're all right. So imagine that. It really is a lot of trial and error and a lot of patience. You just want to make sure that your plants get sun, but it wasn't doing great there. And I planted it twice, so I must have killed so many basils because I was just very stubborn, thinking that this spot will really get sun. But after the second attempt, and it's very hard to see my basils not making it through, I decided, okay, this spot is just bad luck or it's not getting sun. And so I transferred it to the other side, my secret spot, and it seems to be doing great. So it really is a lot of trial and error and a lot of love. Check out my compost. So it's hard for me to throw things like paper because I know that you can use it for compost. So let's do just that. So I'm about to do something you might think it's a bit silly, but for me it's quite practical. I'm lacking soil because I only have those bags left. I have loads of seedlings that I still need soil for, so I'm gonna gear up. Come and join me, and I'm gonna go get some dried leaves outside the house. I won't be able to talk because this is really intensely covering my face, so let's go out. I just have to say that wearing these two is really not for everyone. I was actually losing my breath outside, not because I'm not in shape, but really it's very hard to breathe through an N95 mask. And if you see, this one is completely covers my entire forehead, so there's absolutely no oxygen entering except for the side. So I really give so much praise to all the frontliners, the nurses, the doctors, everyone in the healthcare and the hospitals. It's very not easy. I mean, that's just my face, and I just can't imagine wearing a PPE all day long. So I send you all the love. Alright guys, so these are all the leaves that you helped me pick up outside. They're all dried leaves that just fell off the trees. And I guess it's another way to do your planting, is to be resourceful. That's what I'm gonna do now. Of course, this time I'm wearing gloves because I don't know if dogs have peed on this or who knows, right? Because it's from outside the gate. So just to be extra safe, so you just want to get a couple of these leaves and just cut them out. Now, of course, I know people who don't necessarily cut the leaves, but for me, I feel like they will compost much better if they are in pieces. And there you have it. We have the leaves ready there, and all I'm gonna do now is add some loam soil. So of course, to finish this, you want to make sure you use good soil. This one is loam soil. It's got garden soil, cocoa peat, vermicast. Good soil means good growth for your plants. So I highly suggest using good soil. Let's continue adding this with soil. Now I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I always say this is part of the fun. And there you have it. This is looking full already. Now all you want to do is just spread it out evenly. This is like baking a cake, honestly. Sometimes I pretend that these are Oreos. They do look like crushed up Oreos. And that's about it. I feel, and I do know that all the rest of the fruits and leaves undergo compost in about, I would say 5 to 6 months, but that's okay. We can grow some basil on top. So what I'm gonna do here is the same thing like what we did upstairs. So I'm just gonna wet the soil so that once I put the seedlings into them, we don't need to water the soil anymore. They're gonna be nice and moist. However, I don't know if you can hear the rain behind me. It is raining, so they're gonna get fed a lot of water. I just really wish that the sun will come out this afternoon. I really wish I had control over the sun. And if you're wondering why don't I use those artificial lights for plants, I really don't want to, because I'm trying to do everything natural as possible. The whole plant is sustainability. The whole idea, the whole plan is sustainability, and if I can use natural resources, I will, and not using artificial lights. All right, that's done. Let's go get our seedlings. Check this out. Oh my goodness, look at that. So again, this is a recycled container from a hamburger container. And so I'm just gonna do some close up here so you can see. Just pick them up nice and slowly. Again, this is the issue. If you germinate so many seeds so close together, they become tangled up. So that's all right. You just have to untangle them nice and gently. So that's it. I'll show you a couple, and then it's basically the same for the rest. Okay. I'm very happy to see that the roots are nice and healthy. And by that, they're white. Sometimes they go brown, and you don't want that. So this is looking great. And they're long, so just poke a hole there, just enough so that the leaves are still popping out. And that's about it. Let's do another one here, so you can see a little bit more close up. And there you have it. Oh, this is so much fun. This is absolutely so therapeutic for me. Okay, let's do another one there. It might be a little bit too close to each other, but I can always transplant them when they get bigger. I just hope, and I keep my fingers crossed, that they will survive. The weather right now, it's a bit rainy. There's not much sun. And so that's why I'm planting them closer to each other. It's just so that if one doesn't make it, hopefully some other seedlings will. And there you have it. Just do the same for the rest. Check it out. It's done. So I finished transplanting loads and loads of seedlings. I don't know if you can see them. They're very tiny. Come with me. Let's take it out of the gate and I'll show you the progress of the other seedlings that we transplanted the other day. It's raining, so I might have to warn you, you will get wet. So before we go outside, and look, it's really raining strong. I don't know if you can hear that. I just want to show you the rest of the recycled containers that I'm using. This one is from an ice cream container. This ones are rice sacks actually. And look how thick the plastic are. It's just such a waste to throw these guys, and who knows. But yeah, check it out. There you go. High fiber, organic rice. But you can definitely use these rice containers. Just don't forget to put some holes under the plastic so that the water can seep out.